Subscribe and click the bell icon for the latest updates from Express Drives.
It was in 2009 that BMW entered the 1-litre superbike segment with the S1000RR, and quickly the bike went on to become one of the leading players in that segment. But now in 2019, we are with the brand new S1000RR, and this is the third gen bike and it is completely new. Not a single component on this is shared with the older bike. Now this one is a lot lighter, it's got a bucket load of electronics on it, and it is faster, and of course it is good looking too. So what a better place to test it than a racetrack, and that's why we are at the Buddh International Circuit today. Now how is this to ride? And what is it that could have been better? Well, that's exactly what we're going to find out over the next few minutes. Well, in terms of design, the biggest change one would notice is the change in the headlamp design. So now the famously known asymmetrical headlamp design is out, and instead the S1000RR gets a pair of sleek looking headlamps with LED DRLs as well. Now this new design gives the bike a much more meaner, a sharper and aggressive look, and this look, the complete dynamic aggression goes throughout the design. So even if you look at the rear, it's completely stepped up. The design is narrower, and despite the fact that the wheelbase has increased from the previous model, the new model looks to be much more shorter, and it also feels to be a lot more narrower. In fact, when you sit on top of it, it does not feel pretty much like a 1000cc superbike. It feels more like an 800cc or a 700cc motorcycle, and that is a good thing because that only makes it less intimidating. You get a brand new engine which is 4 kilograms lighter. It is also now much more well integrated within the frame, so it's a stressed part of the frame. Apart from that, the suspension, again brand new, much more advanced than the previous gen, gets a lot of electronics. You get new driving modes. Again, you can customize these driving modes as per your preference and the terrain that you're riding on. Even the brakes, they are lighter and they are sharper in terms of overall stopping distance, but the initial bite is not really sharp, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because for new riders or for riders who are progressing from smaller motorcycles, it would make it a little more easier for them to handle the motorcycle. Now, one of the biggest achievements for BMW engineers in the S1000RR is the fact that they have been able to reduce a phenomenal amount of weight, a whopping 11 kilograms on the standard model, and if you opt for the M variant, well, it is 14.5 kilograms. Now that's a lot for a motorcycle. Now in terms of difference, well, of course there's a lot of lightweighting done everywhere. The engine itself, like I told you, is 4 kilograms lighter than the earlier model, but in the M variant you also get carbon fiber wheels that, along with a lighter lithium-ion battery, shaves off even more weight over the standard 11 kgs. Now, we've been riding this motorcycle for a while on the BIC, and in terms of performance, it is absolutely phenomenal. It is a lot more impressive than the earlier version. Now, if you talk about the engine gives you a really strong acceleration, and unlike many other 1000cc sports bikes, you do not have to really rev up to only about, say, like 9-10,000 RPM, and then only you get a surge in the power. In this motorcycle, once you're past about 6,000 RPM, you can still feel a strong acceleration coming in. That also means that the motorcycle is much more rider friendly. When you're riding it out on the street, you can really feel the difference when you're going around a series of tight corners. That lightness, that agility of the motorcycle can be instantly felt. There's a lot of grip. The tires offer the mechanical grip too is great, and the electronics do a damn fine job of making sure that even an average rider feels to be like a good rider. The only thing is that the front, at times when you're really pushing it hard, feels a bit wobbly, but the good thing about this motorcycle is that it is very forgiving, and that means that even if you're going through a wobble when you're going through a corner, you will not go into a panic mode. It is that good.
So to conclude the video and the experience of the BMW S1000RR, let's start with the price first. The motorcycle is priced between Rs 18.5 to 21.95 lakh, which is a competitive price from a segment perspective. Now, good things about the motorcycle include a better and a sharper design, impressive performance from the new engine, predictable and forgiving handling, and a long list of new age electronics which work really well. Things that I believe could have been better include a slightly light front end. Now, while this motorcycle is immensely forgiving, the light front end means that one needs time to have confidence in the machine before being able to push it. Also, the handling, which by the way is super impressive, does require a lot of hard work from the rider, and hence it can get tiring quite soon, as we found out on a really hot day on the track. The other thing that could have been better is the exhaust note, which feels a bit restrained right now. That said, I do believe that most owners who will buy the motorcycle to ride and not just park will swap the exhaust anyway. All in all, the BMW S1000RR has improved in every area and offers a thoroughly enjoyable experience. What's most important is that, like many other new 1-liter class superbikes, this too is far more easier to ride, and this means people graduating from smaller motorcycles too will not get intimidated by its performance. In short, if you're planning to buy a liter class superbike, the BMW S1000RR is among the best and the most technologically advanced options on sale today.